Hello children. In previous topic, we talked about nomenclature of alkanes, cycloalkanes and complex substituents. Next is, we will be talking about nomenclature of unsaturated hydrocarbon as well as containing functional groups. So first talking about unsaturated hydrocarbon, that is alkenes and alkynes. Hope you remember all previous rules. We will be using those rules as well as we will introduce some new rules also. So start practicing with me. Nomenclature of alkenes and alkynes, that is carbon-carbon double bonded compounds and carbon-carbon triple bonded compounds. So starting with some very basic examples like CH2 double bond CH, CH2 CH3, CH3 C triple bond. For example, if we take these two compounds. So children, first we select the longest chain of carbon atom, that is without any confusion 4 carbon chain and again 4 carbon chain. Then we give numbering to the chain. The rule is same as we talked in previous lecture. Try to give minimum possible number to the substituents or functional groups or unsaturation, whatever is present in the chain. Whenever all these things comes together, we will talk about their preference order. But that is not required here because only unsaturation is present. So simply we will start from left end so that we give minimum number to unsaturation. 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon chain. In this case, from any direction we will start numbering because from both ends unsaturation takes the same position. So we will begin with 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now writing name of these two compounds. Word root for 4 carbon, that is bute. So we use bute word root. For double bond children, we will be writing ene, and the position of ene in this example is it is on first position. So bute 1 ene. Now as I told you in previous lecture, whether you will be using one or not, it's okay for IUPAC nomenclature. But still I will prefer that you use to make a habit. But simply if you are writing butene, then also your answer is correct. Then for next case, again word root is bute because it's also a 4 carbon chain. Triple bond is on second position. So bute 2. And for triple bond, the primary suffix used is ine. So bute 2 ine is the name of this compound. So I hope these two were really very simple for you. Just check the next one. If I'm taking this example, now you can give hydrogen, that you know well how many are required here because we know carbon is tetravalent. Next, if I'm taking, I think if we are using bond line notation, you are also very comfortable with bond line notation also without any problem. This is. Then next we can take this one. Okay, just discuss these examples first. Now, in this example, the first question again comes regarding numbering from left or right. Do we prefer double bond or triple bond? There is no such type of meaning of preference. For IUPAC, both take same priority. So we will follow the same rule that select that and which give minimum number to unsaturation. Better listen, I am using the term unsaturation. I am not using term double or triple bond. So prefer that which give minimum number to unsaturation, whether it is double bond or it is triple bond. So if I start from right side, then it is 1, 2, 3. Unsaturation is coming at third position. If I select this, that was left hand. If I select this right side, unsaturation is coming on first carbon. So of course I will prefer this end. So start numbering from this right side end, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbon chain. So for the 7 carbon chain I will be using word root, that is hept. But while writing the name, which I think you all remember well, we use which order? Numbering order or alphabetical order? Yes, I think your answer is correct. All of you are saying alphabetical order, right? While writing the name, we always follow alphabetical order. And if we check alphabetically, eens and eins, if you compare these two, of course, een come before ein, right now? E comes before y. So, while writing the name, we prefer een, but no such kind of preference in numbering. So, een is present on which position, beta? Just see, it is on 4th position. So, hept 4 een. Ein is present on 1st position, 1 ein. Beta, one more rule. Here I will tell you. Please write this rule also. A very important rule. Like this, een is ending in E and ein is starting with Y. Beta, A, E, O, U, I and Y. What are these all? Vowels. Cannot come together. They cannot come together. Means if the primary suffix, 2 primary suffixes are there, one is ending in any vowel out of these all, as well as Y also. Why I included Y? Because how do we pronounce Y-N-E? This is pronounced as ein, means sounds like vowel. We pronounce Y-N-E as ein. It sounds like vowel. That's why we also consider Y in this bracket of vowels. So, it ends with E and this is starting with Y. So, previous E, A, O, U, whatever is present is dropped. Previous will be dropped if second suffix is starting with any of the vowel, then previous vowel we will drop. So, this E will not come in the naming. So, beta, the final correct name is hept 4 E 1 ein. Drop this E. Very important rule, beta. Keep this in mind whenever you are doing such kind of questions. Like this. If we attempt this question. Now I think this is clear to everyone. First we give numbering. We can select any end because equal number is coming from both the ends. 4 carbon chain. 4 carbon chain is bute. Position of double bond 1 and 3. 1, 3. For 2 double bonds, we use diene. For 3, we use triene and so on. So, 1, 3, diene. Now, we will just check the difference between this first and third example. In first example, suffix begins with vowel, that is E. That's why the A of buta is dropped. We are not using A of buta. Remember, beta? So, remember, beta? While discussing about word root, we used A in bracket like buta, penta, and I told you that I will tell you when we are supposed to use A and when we don't have to use A. So here that rule is applicable, like it starts with E, so we cannot use A, that A is dropped. But just check this example, beta. The primary suffix starting with a consonant, it is not a vowel. So, of course, here we will be using A. So, its correct name is buta 1,3-diene. Very important rule, keep in your mind. Now, just check the particular that example. First, my question to you is, numbering we should start from left or right? Try to answer, beta. Yes, from both ends equal number is coming. When equal number comes from both ends, do we prefer double or triple bond? As I told you, there is no as such rule from IUPAC that which will get preference. But one rule I told you which helps you here is whenever positions are coming same from both the ends, then we check alphabetical order, like we discussed one example of ethyl and methyl. Remember, same in and ein. Alphabetically in comes first. So now we prefer in. But beta, please keep this in your mind. This preference order, alphabetical preference order, we will only using when the positions are same from both the sides. Otherwise, we simply follow the lowest position rule. Right, Peter? So now we start from this end, not from this end. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon chain. For 5 carbon, the word root is pent is the word root. For double bond, we write in, that is on first position. 1 in. For triple bond, we write ein, that is on fourth position. 4 ein. But again, we will use this rule. Y is coming here. So we will drop this E, it will not come. Got it, children? I think now all these rules are clear to you. Okay. This is the next rule. First, numbering left or right. Whenever unsaturation and substituent both are present, we will prefer unsaturation. Let me tell you the preference order. The first preference is always given to functional group. This is the preference order in numbering. First preference we give functional group if present in the main chain. Second preference is given to unsaturation, whether it is double or triple bond. And the least preference is given to substituent. This is the preference order in numbering. Let me change this position once. I will give the substituent here so that we can discuss this rule. Now if I select the left end, unsaturation is coming at first, second, third position. If I select the right end, substituent is coming at second position, taking this position. But just check unsaturation, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is coming at fourth position. So beta, follow this rule. Obviously, we will not prefer substituent, we will prefer unsaturation. So we will select that end which give minimum position to unsaturation. So now I will be selecting this end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So first we check the prefix, that is methyl, present on 6th position. So I will be writing 6 methyl. For 7 carbon chain, word root is hapt. Hapt. For double bond we use in, that is present on 3rd position. Hapt 3. Clear, children? This is the rule when both unsaturation and substituent comes. Be very, very careful, beta, while giving numbering to a specific chain. For example, if I am giving you this compound, let us take one double bond here. Then I will be taking here one side chain. Now, especially in cyclic compounds, it's very, very important to decide the position for numbering. Obviously, I have 2 positions for first number. I can start from this position, I can start from this position. Because first preference I need to give to unsaturation. Now just check, beta, if I'm taking this is as first position, this carbon is 1. Now tell me, should I go in this direction, clockwise or anti-clockwise for second? Beta, please check if I'm going this side. Of course, substituent is getting minimum number, but I'm not going in the direction of double bond. Means I'm not using this rule, preference order of unsaturation. So of course, beta, always move in the direction of double bond, not in the direction of single bond. So if I'm selecting this as first position, definitely I need to move in this direction because I have to go in the direction of unsaturation. So if this is first, then second, third and fourth. Double bond is coming at first, unsaturation is coming at fourth. Now check from second position. Is the numbering is same or different, somewhat different? Like if I select this as first carbon, no problem. Unsaturation is getting again minimum position and I have to go in the direction of double bond only. So this is 1, 2, 3. From this direction, methyl is getting third position. That's why I will prefer this as first, not this one. So in cyclic compounds, special concentration is required for numbering. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now numbering is done. At third position, I have a substituent of 1 carbon. That is 3-methyl. 3-methyl. For 4-carbon ring, I will be using cyclobute. For double bond, in, that is on first position, whether you write or not, but I always use it. So this is 3-methyl cyclobute 1-E. Clear, beta? So in this way, in cyclic compounds, please be very, very careful. After unsaturation, now we will start with functional groups. That when functional group is also present, how to write the name of that compound. For this, children, you should learn the suffixes as well as prefixes of all the functional groups. For example, we are discussing some cases like, so just check some functional groups. Functional group, their prefix and their suffix. Very, very important to learn this. Like if we take for halogen, X. X, or we may write Rx. Because this free valency is satisfied with alkyl group. Alkyl group means chain of carbon. Or when we remove one hydrogen from alkane, that is termed as alkyl. Like CH4 is methane. CH4 is methane. And if I remove one hydrogen from methane, its one valency would be free. Now this is termed as methyl alkyl group. So this general symbol of alkyl group is R. 1 carbon alkyl is methyl, 2 carbon alkyl ethyl, 3 carbon propyl. In this way, beta, you can name the alkyl groups. So halogen is Rx. There is no suffix for halogen, only prefix is there, that is hal. This is the reason, beta, according to IUPAC, halogen is not considered as functional group, although it affects the chemical properties of the substance. Because when we discuss the definition of functional group, one feature we discuss that this is atom or group of atoms, which is responsible for the chemical properties of the substance. Although it affects the chemical properties, but still IUPAC doesn't consider it as functional group. Why? Because according to IUPAC nomenclature, functional group is always written as suffix, never written as prefix. But for halogen there is no suffix, only prefix is there. This is the reason this is considered as substituent, not as functional group. Because substituents are written in the form of prefixes, but functional groups are written in the form of suffixes. This is the reason we take it as substituent, not as functional group. Clear, beta? Take the next case, alcohol. ROH. ROH, alcohol. Prefix for alcohol is hydroxy and its suffix is ol. Then we take ether, ROR. One thing let me tell you, in case of ether, there are two alkyl groups. Both can be same or they can be different. If both alkyl are same, we call it as symmetrical ether. If the both are different, that is unsymmetrical ether, and general formula to represent ROR dash. Again for ether like halogens, there is no suffix, only prefix is there, that is alkoxy. No suffix for ether also. Then next aldehyde, RCHO, aldehyde. Prefix for aldehyde is formyl. Its suffix is al. Then ketone, RCOR. Similar to that of ether, we may have symmetrical ketone when both alkyl are same, or we may have unsymmetrical ketone when both alkyl are different. So may be written as ROR dash. This is ketone. Prefix for ketone, oxo. Suffix for ketone, ol. Next is carboxylic acid, RCOOH. Simply you may write RCOOH. That is carboxylic acid. Right, Peter? Its prefix carboxy. Suffix oic acid. I think all these functional groups you people have already done in 10th standard. But there are some more functional group events which you haven't done in 10th standard, but we will be covering here in 11th standard. RCOOI, that is ester. Same beta, both R can be same or different. Now prefix for ester is alkoxy, carbonyl, alkoxy carbonyl, and the suffix is oate. The next one is RCOCl, acyl, or we may take RCOX beta because it can be chloride, bromide, iodide. So we will be taking general. Acyl halide. Its prefix is halocarbonyl. Like if here I take chloride, so it will be chlorocarbonyl. If I take bromide, it will be bromocarbonyl. And the suffix is oil halide. As I told you, if halide is chloride, we will be writing oil chloride. In this way, you can change this halide word on the basis of halogen. Then next beta, amide, RCONH2. Amide. The prefix for amide is carbamoyl, and the suffix is amide. Amide. Then the next one will be cyanide, or we may call it nitrile. Its prefix is cyano, suffix is nitrile. Next one is RNH2, amine functional group. Prefix is amino and the suffix is amine. Then we have nitro functional group, RNO2. Nitro, its prefix is nitro and no suffix. No suffix means again we treat it as substituent, not as functional group. Sulfonic acid R SO3H. Prefix is sulfo and the suffix is sulfonic acid. So beta, if you want to perfect in IUPAC nomenclature, this table is very important for you. Learn the formulas, prefixes and suffixes for all the functional group. At least daily give one revision, not only revision, written practice daily, so that you become really perfect. Whenever someone asks any prefix or suffix, within fraction of seconds, you should give the answer. This is the meaning by perfectness in naming of IUPAC nomenclature. Okay, we are starting with functional groups now. We will take the examples for each and every functional group. We will try to cover all the functional groups. But again I am saying daily at least 20 examples you are supposed to solve on your own. Then you can write the naming very easily. So just take some cases. Like this is a case. First beta, we should decide the order of numbering, direction of numbering, that is whether we prefer left side or we prefer right side. As no functional group is there, I told you beta, halogens, they are treated as substituents, not as functional group. So we cannot give preference to halogen here. But yes, if any other functional group comes here, then of course we will prefer that functional group. Like I am giving you one more chain, almost similar to this, but only with one change. At the place of chlorine, I am taking OH here. Remaining chain is I am keeping same. So now for this, first numbering, of course here we prefer unsaturation. So we will select this and this is. Now beta, while writing the name, substituents are always written in their alphabetical order. So methyl is coming at 4th, chloro is coming at 5. Alphabetically chloro comes before. So while writing the name, we will prefer chloro, not methyl. So its name is 5-chloro. Remember beta, just see the table. We talked that for halogen, we don't have any suffix. What is the prefix we use halogen for halogen? Halo. If chlorine is there, we write chloro. Bromine is there, we write bromo. Fluorine, we write fluoro. Iodine, we write iodo. So for chlorine, I am using the prefix chloro. 5-chloro. At 4th position, we have methyl. So 4-methyl. Then 7-carbon chain, bond group is hat. Double bond, ene, that is on first carbon, hat 1. So this is the correct name for this compound. Now moving ahead, this one. Question is, the most important question is for numbering direction. Left or right. Beta, if I am selecting left and functional group is coming on first, second and third position. But if I am selecting the right end, it will come on first, second, third, fourth, fifth carbon. And in preference order, functional group gets the first priority. So of course we will be selecting this end. But beta, you cannot give first carbon to this because we always select one end. We never start numbering from the middle of the chain. Always prefer either left end or right end. That depends on our preference order. So give least priority to functional group, not to unsaturation. Because now functional group, unsaturation, substituent, all three things are present. So this is the first carbon, 7-carbon chain. So in 7 carbon chain, substituent is present at 4th position, that is 1 carbon substituent is methyl only. So we will be writing 4-methyl. Substituents are always written in the form of prefixes. Then it's a 7 carbon chain, hat. For double bond we write in, that is on 6th position now, 6 in. For alcohol, check the table beta, suffix is ol, and ol is present on 3rd carbon. So we write 3 ol. Now use that rule of vowel beta, that as this suffix is starting with o, so we will not use this e of e, drop it. So this is the correct name of this compound. Now this is the way how do we write the names for functional groups. Now take some more examples, like I have, this is one example. Wherever necessary, we will talk about common names also. For example, if I have these two examples, IUPAC, very simple, right now, propane 1 ol. 3 carbon chain, single bond, propane, alcohol we use ol, that is on 1st carbon. Propane 1 ol. But now I am not using this E of propane. 3 carbon chain, ol is on 2nd carbon. Propane 2. For common names beta, for alcohol we use alkyl alcohol. What do we write the name? Alkyl alcohol. 3 carbon alkyl is propyl. For OH we will be writing alcohol. Same 3 carbon alkyl. So both are propyl alcohol. Both the compounds are propyl alcohol. Propyl alcohol. Then what is the difference between these two propyl alcohols? Children, if you remember, we discussed in previous video, straight chain is N-propyl and this is bonded with 2CH3, so it comes iso. Remember that? So the first compound is, this is N-propyl alcohol, this is isopropyl alcohol. Beta, common names are also important because generally examiner never asks write the common name of this particular compound. But yeah, they may ask in indirect way, like if someone asks you to write the molecular structural formula for secondary butyl alcohol. Right? I am giving you example, write the molecular formula of secondary butyl alcohol and butyl alcohol. So if you know what is the meaning of these things, you cannot write the formula. So this is a way to ask questions based on common names. Like I asked you, formula for N-butyl alcohol. Very simple, we will be taking the straight chain of 4 carbon because N stands for the straight chain. Butyl means 4 carbon, CH2, 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 OH. This is N-butyl alcohol. But the second was beta, secondary butyl alcohol. First we should know the meaning of primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary terms. What the meaning of these terms? Primary means a carbon is bonded with one more carbon. A carbon is bonded with one carbon. Length doesn't mean that only this is the length of one carbon. Length can be any number like this. If this is a carbon, one side it is bonded with carbon. So this carbon is considered as primary carbon and represented as 1 knot. Right, beta? Secondary. If carbon is bonded with 2 side carbon chain, just check it again. I should write it neatly. Primary represented by 1 knot, where one side carbon chain is present. That is termed as primary. Then secondary represented as 2 knot, or we write it SEC. This is secondary. Means 2 side carbon chain is present. Now this carbon is secondary carbon. Tertiary represented as 3 knot or TERT, means bonded with 3-side carbon chain is present. This is tertiary. Quaternary as 4 knot, 4-side carbon chain is present. This is quaternary. Clear? This is the meaning of all these terms: 1 knot, 2 knot carbon, 3 knot carbon and 4 knot carbon. So now coming to our question, that was write the structure of secondary butyl alcohol. Butyl means again I have to take a chain of 4 carbon. Take a 4 carbon chain. Now select which is secondary carbon. These both are secondary carbon. Secondary means 2-side carbon chain is present. This is secondary. So this is secondary as well as this is secondary. Both are same. You may write OH on any carbon like I am writing here. So this is now secondary carbon. Alcohol, I gave it OH group. Now satisfy the valences by giving hydrogen wherever required. Like on this carbon, 3 hydrogen. Then here 2, only 1 valence is unsatisfied. Here also 3. Let me ask one more question to you, reader. Suppose it is asked to write the structural formula for tertiary butyl alcohol. Just pause the video, try on your own and then compare the answer which I am explaining right now. Tertiary butyl means again I have to take a group of 4, but how that 4 carbon group is arranged in tertiary pattern. Tertiary pattern means where a carbon is bonded with 3 other carbon chains. So this is central carbon I have taken, 3 more chains I have selected. Total 4 carbon is complete. Now check the tertiary carbon. On that tertiary carbon give OH group beta. So this is tertiary carbon here definitely. This was the secondary. So if I give OH on this tertiary carbon, now this becomes tertiary butyl alcohol. CH3, CH3. So this is the common name for tertiary butyl alcohol, but for IUPAC beta, we never check the total carbon. This is the major difference. Common, we check the total number of carbon atoms, but IUPAC we select the chain of carbon atoms. Like this tertiary butyl alcohol in terms of IUPAC nomenclature is 2-methyl propane 2-ol. Right, beta? Common name is tertiary butyl alcohol, but IUPAC 2-methyl butane, sorry beta, not butane, propane, 2-methyl propane, then OH is on second carbon, 2-ol. Seem to be confusing. In beginning it's difficult to some extent beta, but that's why from first video of organic chemistry only I am telling you beta, give a written practice. If you are practicing with me, daily giving written practice, then you can easily write the names. You won't feel any kind of confusion. Right beta? For example, I am taking this compound now. First of all, decide which carbon should get first position. Of course, the one having functional will get the first position. So first is this one. Now decide, should I move towards left side or right side? Functional group from both sides, second position. Now check the unsaturation. Second, third, same. Positions are same from both the directions. Now we prefer alphabetical order. So of course ethyl comes first. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right beta? So the name is, first write prefixes in alphabetical order. 2 ethyl, 5 methyl. 2 ethyl, 5 methyl. Then for 5 carbon ring, I will be writing cyclopent. Cyclopent. Double bond on third position. 3 ene. For alcohol, one ole, but drop this E. That's it, beta. Very simple if you practice these nomenclature. So that's it for today. In next lecture, we will cover other functional groups. Till that, you practice for the substances having unsaturation, halogen, alcohol, substituents, cyclic chains, as well as complex substituents, because all these things we had already covered. So please do the practice. In next video, we will start with other functional groups.